What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be talking none other than a fun breakdown of all the new cards in the current set for Digimon Bt-20. So without further ado, let's get into the video and talk about it. So first off, let's start it off. I'm doing a little bit different this time because Bt-20 is more archetypal based than anything else we've seen in a little bit. So there's a lot of focus on just Digimon Liberators as a whole, because again, this is a major turning point in the story where we finally get Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode Virus coming in to challenge everything, to wreak havoc. So without further ado, let's take a look here. First off, you do have Demi-Vmon being, if this has 4 or more Digivolution cards, it gets plus 2000 DP. So it boosts up. You know, the Vmon line kind of just gives generic boost, while the Wormmon line gives a generic retaliation. But they're Jogressing pieces. One gives security attack 1, and while the other makes it so options are shut off. So it kind of just makes it a little bit better than you dealing with, you know, the Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode that we had as a secret. This new fighter mode is actually quite more effective with the combination of its new parts. So Vmon is a good, you know, searcher as well. Well, not a searcher, sorry. A good being able to reduce Digievolution cost, and that's kind of useful. And then the other Wormmon is just straight up by trashing one card in your hand, give one of your opponent's Digimon on deletion, lose a memory until their turn, which can lead to being some great combo shenanigans, especially if you put on an ace and you can instantly remove the ace. Your opponent's going to have a bad time. You're going to gain extra memory. Now, the Examon and the Stingmon have similar effects. If we take a look here, Examon's on play, delete one of your opponents with 3000 DP or less. If it is your turn, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into an Imperial Dramon name or the free trait in your hand. And again, this one kind of does the same thing, deletes one of your opponent's level 3. Each one will delete something which is respective to what it wants to do. You know, this deletes a rookie. This one will delete a rookie, but they just go about it different ways. Again, I know a lot of players are like, why aren't these the black versions? Well, you know, we're just gonna have to deal with Examon and Stingmon being the dealer's choice here. Then you do have Paildramon, which gives on play when Digivolving for the turn, one of your Digimon gains piercing, gets plus 4000 DP, and then this Digimon may attack. And when any of your Paildramon or Dino-Beamon would be deleted, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode from hand, which can lead to being some crazy combos as well. This one does when this would be returned to hand or deck. So if you're going to be dealing with a lot of bouncing, you go into this Dino-Beamon to kind of set that protection up, while this one is just straight up if it's going to be heavily deleted. So both give a sort of protection that really does come up from time and time again. So major key opponents though, we do have Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode Ace to start off with. You know, it's going to Blast DNA Digivolve, which it seems to be we have a lot more Blast DNA Digivolving coming in the future. But on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon 11,000 DP or less. Then if you DNA Digivolve, this may Digivolve into Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode in the hand or trash without paying its cost. See, I kind of wish that we had a way of increasing the threshold on this. 11k kind of just comes up short. I kind of get it because it's on play when Digivolving. You get to play for free with fighter mode to kind of just help alleviate some stuff. But the fact that, you know, it just deletes an opponent's 11k or less, I feel like it could remove more, right? Then you do have fighter mode with Raid and Pierce. When Digivolving, your opponent can't play Digimon or Tamers by effects until the end of their turn. If Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode is in this Digimon's Digivolution, trash the opponent's top security stack, which is great. Great removal, just great when Digivolving in all turns. When an opponent's security stack is removed, delete one of your opponent's, one of their Digimon with as much DP or less as this Digimon. So this is where the Examon, Demi-V, and Vmon line come in handy. That extra 2000 DP actually can come up. So something like that does matter, and it's going to matter. And then you do have Emperor Dragon of Calamity. So you may play one free trait card from your trash without play cost reduced by 5. So The whole deck is free trait, right? So reducing it by 5 is pretty solid. And then when your opponent's security stack is removed from delay, you may play 1 dragon mode from any of your fighter modes Digievolution cards without paying its cost. So this gives you a way of getting your ace out of there if you're going to have to deal with stuff. I mean, being able to have another threat on board is always scary, right? Then you do have, it's a security effect to get to play a level 3 free trait from your hand or trash without paying its cost, then add it to your hand. Not a bad card in general, just really good, solid support. Then it skipped over. Rude. So next we do have the Jmon line. It did get a lot of good support. Master and student definitely got the support it wanted. And then you have Sisteron CL Awaken. Yes, this one is the true CL, not the one that we get rebranded every single time. But you have Huckmon, all your Digimon get plus 1000 DP, and then start a main by trashing 1 card with Huckmon or Sistermon in its name, or Royal Knight traits in your hand, draw a card, gain 1 memory. This fixed up a little bit of issues with the Huckmon, line and generalization. Sistermons could brick you up. This one will at least try to unbrick you and be able to extend a little bit by doing so. But also, all your Digimon get plus 1000 DP, making all your threats a lot scarier. Bio Huckmon is just, you may play a Digimon card with Sistermon or Genkumon in its name from your hand with its play cost reduced by 2. If I remember 2 right. Yep. And that's solid enough because you can lower the threshold play cost. I know you want to kind of just do the Genkumon shenanigans, but sometimes it can lead to being something even better. You have Savior Huckmon, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 less DP for its on play when Digivolving, and then end of turn by spending one of your other Digimon. This Digimon may Digivolve into a card with Jmon in its name from your hand without paying its cost. And then this Digimon with Royal Knights gains Alliance. So yeah, Alliance Inheritable is always scary, especially with Jmon. Jmon also is producing tokens this time around. So this combos in nicely with the Alliance skill so that you kind of just have a way of, using the token, reboot, blocker, decoy, red, black, kind of protects your Jmons and stuff like that. But also when any of your other Digimon are played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8000 DP or less, and then one of your Digimon may attack. So Jmon does some added value. Then you do have Jmon X Antibody that has default Alliance. I mean, giving double Alliance could be a little bit shenanigans silly, but it'll be really cool to see where this goes. If Jmon or X Antibody's Digivolutions for the turn, one of your Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects, then one of your Digimon may attack. So this is a really powerful skill in generalization, being able to give some sort of protection and then being able to, attack. Then all turns, all your Digimon with Sistermon in its name or Royal Knights gain Piercing, also can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So Jmon GX kind of gives Piercing also to GX, but with Jmon X Antibody, getting Piercing for your little guys to swing in is always scary. Then you have Genkumon here. That's basically this Digimon would be played if you have a Digimon with Huckmon, Jmon, or Sistermon in its name, reduce the play cost by 4. So 4 plus 2 equals 6, bringing him in for a 6 cost. Not a bad thing for its on play. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knights in its traits, or hand or trash without paying its cost. I mean, it's a pretty cute skill. Doesn't combo really nice with the Biohawk, but we'll have to see. Genkumon X Antibody when Digivolving D-Digivolve 2. Again, proving that D-Digivolution is just massively good. And then one of your opponent's Digimon, then if you have Genkumon or X Antibody's Digivolutions until the end of your opponent's turn, none of your Digimon are affected by your opponent's Digimon effects, which is kind of scary, right? A lot of players need their Digimon to remove, and we don't play a lot of options in generalization. So stuff like that does come up from time to time, and these protection skills get scary pretty quickly. An opponent's turn, all your Digimon with Sistermon or Huckmon in its name and Royal Knight traits gain Reboot and Blocker, while this Digimon has Jmon, all your Digimon gain Reboot and Blocker. So it's kind of cool that they both give an inheritable that combos really nicely with Jmon GX Ace. So if we take a look at Jmon GX Ace, this card is just a Jogger's DNA, you know, but it's got blast Digievolution, so you don't even have to DNA blast. So this thing will just come in on top of Jmon or Genkumon very comfortably. On play, when Digivolving, when attacking once per turn by placing one Royal Knight trait card from your hand or trash as this bottom Digievolution card, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon. So it kind of just plans into using the Sistermons and the inheritable stack. And then when attacking once per turn, this Digimon unsuspends for every 2 Royal Knight traits in this Digimon's Digievolution. Trash your opponent's top security stack. There's not many times this will probably do more than 2. Trash 1. Because the likelihood of you having a crazy amount is just ridiculous. But Jmon GX Ace is going to be probably a unique card, especially if we're going to be using this in Royal Knights itself. You know, being able to blast evolve on 8 or 6. I mean, you know, a red or black card, really solid. Now we do have the known Chronicle set. So Coda and Yuji both combo in for a mem setter for a 5 cost, but one of your Chronicle traded Digimon attacks by suspending this tamer. One of your Digimon on the field may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Chronicle trait card from your hand with its Digivolution reduced by 1. So this can lead to being some crazy shenanigans as well. I mean, with the Ryutamon line, all their inheritables up to champion give a boost in DP, while Dorumon gives it on your opponent's turn, while the Ryuta gives it on your turn. So Ryuta gives some sort of interesting mechanics here. So a level 2 X antibody traded, cost 0. When this Digimon would Digivolve into Ginryu or a card with Chronicle text, reduce the Digievolution by 1. So this is going to be super generic across the board. This will be what we see more often than not. This set is this reduce evolution if you meet the condition, and we're going to see this coming forwards a lot. So they are trying to make more effective ways of Digievolution, especially with Ryuta. You know, this can lead to be some shenanigans, but you have like Dorumon that's going to be searching for X antibody trait and 1 tamer or option card with Chronicle traits among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. So basically this is the only searchable tamer out of everything, because, you know, we kind of got screwed on tamer card. 1 tamer card. Oh, it just says tamer. I thought, no, it's the option with Chronicle traits. Okay, that's my bad. So you can grab any tamer, it looks like, or it has to be with Chronicle traits. Someone explain that one to me. You know, you do have Ginrymon that says this Digimon may Digivolve into Histori or a card with Chronicle traits in your hand, and it's when attacking skill. Because they are red-black, you can combo in with the, you know, Grademon line. That's basically when Digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play 1 Coda from your hand without paying its cost. So at least we get a way of playing Coda. And then you do have like Grademon on play when Digivolving, if you play 1 Doru or Ryutamon from your hand to an empty breeding area without paying its cost. Then if during an attack until the end of opponent's turn, 1 of your Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon effects and gets plus 5,000 DP. Really helps out because it gets over a lot of threats in this game. Greydmon's also an effect opponent's turn. When 1 of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target to this one. So no more blocking for you. Then we do have the fact that we have Hisorumon, basically saying on play when Digivolving, you may play 1 Doru or Ryuta from hand to an empty breeding area without playing the cost. Then if during an attack until the end of your opponent's turn, 1 of your Digimon gains security attack 1 and gets plus 5,000 DP, and this Digimon isn't affected by security effects of options in the deck. So pretty solid. Then you have Oriyumon on play when Digivolving, the Digivolve 2 of your opponent's Digimon. Then if it's during an attack, 1 of your Digimon in the breeding area may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Chronicle traded card in your hand or trash without paying its cost. Then all turns when the security stacks are removed from, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. So without paying its play cost is really important, because Alphamon's going to be able to go into security, which, I mean, hey, into the breeding area where it's protected and then come out later is always nutty. So when attacking, if this Digimon has Oryukin mode, Alphamon Oryukin, you know, trash the top card of the security stack. So being able to use your ace to its full advantage. But then you have Alphamon himself, barrier on play when Digivolving recovery 1. Then if you're during your an attack, one of your Digimon in the breeding area may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Chronicle type Digimon card from in your hand or trash without paying its cost. And then when its security stack is removed, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 8,000 DP for the turn. And then when this Digimon would lead the battle other than by your effects, if this Digimon is Alphamon or Ryukin, by trashing the top security stack, it doesn't leave. So this makes it so your aces are now really annoying to deal with. Kind of just that annoying yellow trait, right? Now, we do have black, yellow, and red. So for Oryukenmon Ace, you can blast DNA evolve, and then on play when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 15,000 DP until the end of turn. Then if you DNA trash your opponent's top security stack, recovery 1. All turns when the security stacks are removed, you gain 3 memory. So this thing self-procs its own effects and could pass turn back to you. Then you have Fellowship of Hope Keepers. Reveal the top 3 cards, add 1 Chronicle, trade among them, then return the rest to the top or bottom of the deck, then place this card in the battle area. When any of your Chronicle traded Digimon are deleted, delay. You may move by moving 1 level 3 or higher Chronicle trait from breeding area to battle area. It may Digivolve into a Chronicle traded card from your hand or trash without paying its cost. So I think it's a pretty cool all turns effect. And then, you know, also it has a great security, being able to play a 5-cost Chronicle card from your hand or trash without paying its cost. Then this card gets played in the battle area. Just really solid because you can even just play a Coda UG from the effect. So yeah, all the Chronicle stuff is here. You definitely want to focus on one line here is what I was told. This deck kind of has some small issues to work around. Now, again, the famous Examon Ace. So Examon got a full new line with Bt-20. So if this Digimon has Draco or Examon in its name, draw a card for its when attacking. So it kind of just focuses on Draco. You're not going to gain any in its text. So all these will proc because they all have some sort of Examon clause in their name. So it's kind of cool, right? Now, Dracomon's just giving you a plus 2,000 DP and start a main by trashing 1 card with Draco or Examon in its text in your hand, draw a card, gain a memory. See, I don't know how I feel about this card. I don't know if it's going to be really good, but you get plus 2,000 DP, right? Now, the big things to look at is that Core Dramon both give plus 2,000 DP. One gives raid, one gives jamming. Kind of always expected this, right? And then basically they do the same kind of song and dance when you play their opposite corresponding color. If you play a blue Digimon, you do X, while if you have a green, if you play when any of your green Digimon with Dracmon is played, you kind of just do Y for this one. So they both reduce the evolution cost by 2, and it basically gets to Digivolve into its Wing Dramon counterpart, right? Or Ground Dramon counterpart. So it's kind of cool to see where that goes. And then you have Wing Dramon giving a security +1, and then all turns when this Digimon deletes opponent's Digimon by battle, trash the top security stack. Always really solid this way. But with Wing Dramon on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. If this Digimon is also treated as a level 6 Slayer Dramon for Examon's DNA. So this is kind of cool that it kind of treats itself so you can blast DNA with the Examon Ace more comfortably. Ground Dramon's on play when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, then one of your Digimon or Tamers cannot unsuspend until the end of turn. It's also treated as Breaker Dramon. So really cool. We got some great value going on. We also have Breaker Dramon here. So blocker on play when Digivolving, suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon, then one of your Digimon may attack, and when any of your Digimon with Draco or Examon in its text deletes an opponent's Digimon by battle, delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon or Tamers. Just great suspension, and then it's all turns the same thing happens, right? Then you do have Slayer Dramon giving it same all turns as well. When an opponent's security stack is removed from one of your Digimon with Draco or Examon in its tech may unsuspend. And then a Slayer Dramon kind of gives a great protection. So when any of your Digimon with Draco or Examon in its text would leave the battle other than in battle, by suspending this Digimon, they don't leave. So great way of protections, right? It's got piercing on play, trash 3 Digi-Evolution, or when Digivolving any 3 Digi-Evolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon, then delete one of their Digimon with no Digi-Evolution cards. Now, we do have Examon Ace that has vegetable soup. Well, keyword soup. It's got raid, piercing, blocker, evade. If DNA, return all your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP to the bottom of the deck, and then when any Digimon suspended, this Digimon may unsuspend. So being able to multi-attack with Examon Ace is always scary, but also the fact of the matter is is that it does remove and it has great effects like evade, block, or piercing and raid. So always solid being able to apply pressure, right? Now you do have Unleash the Dragon Gene. So you may play one Dragon Jin. So you may play one Digimon with Draco or Examon in its text from hand without paying its cost, reduced it by 3. Then play this card in the battle area. When any of your Digimon with Draco or Examon in its text would leave the battle other than by battle delay, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into Examon. So kind of really cool that they kind of give it a small protection that goes into Examon, right? So both Examon I feel are going to be really viable for this deck. And we did talk about Bt-20 already. Now we're getting into blue with Crabmon X Antibody. So we get the Giga Seadramon, Crabmon X on play when Digivolving one of your Digimon can't be deleted in battle until the end of the opponent's turn. And if you're at 7 or fewer, you draw a card, right? So you're going to kind of cycle in and just do a lot of shenanigans that the fish, aka Deep Sabers, kind of want to do. The problem is they're not classified Deep Sabers, so they don't really play well with the Deep Saber cards, which is kind of a letdown, right? Seadramon does the same thing for its X Antibody. Return one of your opponent's Digimon level 3 or lower to the bottom of the deck. Then if Seadramon or X Antibody's Digivolution cards, one of your opponent's Tamers can't suspend until the end of turn, and then the draw effect. And then you got Mega Seadramon X Antibody on play when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom deck. Then if Mega Dramon or X Antibody's Digivolutions, one of your opponent's Digimon can't suspend until the end of their turn. And then this Digimon attack target can't change. Then you do have Giga Seadramon, security attack reboot blocker. From Digievolution cards of this Digimon with Metal Seadramon or X Anybody's Digievolution, you may play a level 5 or lower without paying its cost. All turns when any of your Digimon are played from Digievolution cards, Digivolve 2 of one of your opponent's Digimon. So this thing is going to do what it wants, and it's a very powerful Mega Seadramon. Wish it did have something other than, you know, Metal Seadramon at Ace, because if they remove this thing, it's going to be a problem. But the fact that it has so much keywords is what's really saving this card from being classified bulk category. Now we do have Pulsemon through by Bt-20, but I think we covered a lot here for this video, so I think we're gonna split this up into a couple sections to kind of just pet out the runtime. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.